Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons: The Second Age. How are we all?
Feeling good.
Alright.
Excellent. I guess without further ado, seeing as we are lacking one of our players tonight, and we're also lacking Luka, because Luka hasn't gotten the fucking Roll20 yet.
Ah, God!
We are lacking Helena, so I guess Minnie, do you want to do the recap this time?
Sure.
Go gadget minimum.
So,
Okay.
We started last time, planning our escape.
Yes.
So we ambushed some guards, stole their keys.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to, free some of the slaves that were with us.
Yep.
Like a good chunk of them.
Yep.
Before we got noticed.
Yeah, I think you got about 150 in the end.
Something like that.
That sounds about right.
We were made, so we had to fight our way out. We actually managed to avoid casualties, like in general. We were just slavers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The guard.
Yeah.
Heffen was a fucking legend, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP.
He.
Heffen MVP.
Yeah.
Saving the group by pushing a guy off a wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
He would have fucked you guys up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
There's no better sight than a man falling off a wall.
Wow. That's brutal.
Revealing the sadism there.
Wow.
I can't believe you're
But yeah,
revealing the sadistic side.
Wow.
Let's see.
Chaotic goods, man. It's a thin line.
Yeah, it's a very, very thin line.
Look, it's fine. Okay, so we set up camp outside the city.
Mhm.
We started cutting off the supplies to the city.
Mhm.
Basically setting up a siege. We discussed what we wanted to do to actually take the city. And
And then we just finished off
yeah,
with
that
a
was
nice long rest.
basically it. Then we had a long rest.
Yeah,
Yep.
finished off with a nice long rest out in the desert.
Yep.
Hey, I hate to be that person, but what the fuck, y'all?
What? Do you
What?
don't remember? Don't remember?
No.
Okay.
It's fine. We'll just get into it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything will make sense once we get in.
Yeah, it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I'm still not in
So
roll 20.
yeah, you're still letting into Roll20. Okay.
I can't
That's
believe
fine.
Why
Uh,
do you like this?
I don't know.
I mean, there isn't actually anything to see in Roll20 yet, so you're fine. Because yeah, you guys are camped up outside of the city. Where's my music? Here we are. I guess we will start with you, Jayla.
Oh, okay.
So, as you come to consciousness, things are definitely not how you remember things before you lost consciousness.
Uh-huh, yeah, I'm getting that one.
Yeah. Particularly the fact that you don't feel like you. I mean, you do, but almost like this is a you that you're not used to, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I can roll with that.
And sort of, you reach your hands up to your face and rub the sleep out of your eyes, and you look down into your hands, and they're not your hands, but they're hands that you've seen your whole life.
What is, what sort of, okay.
Your
What
hand,
does that mean?
it's just a regular set of dark-skinned human hands.
Okay, yeah, okay. Mm, where am I?
So you're inside your tent, as usual. In fact, everything, despite seeming totally alien, is weirdly familiar to you. It's all of your belongings are around you. Your satchel is in the corner. The spear is lying right next to it, and yeah, everything's the same, down to the arm of your lover draped over your shoulder, as usual.
Excuse me? Excuse me, who?
You okay there, Jayla?
No, I'm fine. This is fine.
Luka, at this point, you're awake as well, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, at this point, I guess I look over and I'm like, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Who?
you turn
I
around
don't say
and...
that, but-
Yeah, it is the same dark-skinned tiefling that you went to bed with in the first place. You've
Okay.
known him for so long. He's part of the whole reason you're in this. And there's a name that just tickles at the back of your mind, and you know that he's called Devotion.
Okay. Oh god, okay, hold on. This is a lot.
It's okay, gather yourself.
Compose yourself.
Devotion's gonna reach up and put, like, his hand on her forehead and be like,
Uh-huh.
are you okay? You look kind of weird.
It's just, tired, weird dreams, you know?
Oh, yeah. The stress of it all will get to you.
Yeah, this isn't uncommon for her.
Yeah.
She very often has strange dreams, and usually goes and does crazy things after getting them, so
Oh.
you know how this day is going to go already.
Hooray!
Oh, good.
This might be a weird question, but, what... Yesterday? How did that all go?
Oh, it went pretty well. I mean, it's surprising that you don't remember, but I guess you're still kind of rattled from your dream.
Yeah.
But basically, you know, the siege is going as well as it can be expected. Unfortunately, we're still struggling. The guards aren't giving up as quickly as we'd hoped they would. But yesterday we didn't suffer any casualties, so...
Well, that's good. Any up? Guess we just woke up.
Sorry, say that again, you cut out a little.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna. Let me just do that again. Are there any updates? But I guess we just woke up, so.
Yeah, we'll have to go see Levos.
Yevos.
To get those... Yevos?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have to go see her. I'm sure she's outside the tent like she is every morning. And I say that, like, kind of loudly.
Yeah. Yevos, you hear this, but you're not going to let this get to you.
Roll my eyes.
Stand politely outside. So, as you're listening to the show, like, all of this does sound familiar. It's coming back to you as if, like, yes, this did happen. You have memories of it, but they are not your... Or at least, they are yours, but not the you that you usually are.
Right.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans!
Shenanigans. Oh god. Okay. Yeah.
I guess Devotion's gonna get up and, like, start getting ready.
Yeah. So yeah, you start throwing on some clothes.
Yep. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I at least have an idea of how I get ready in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of... Much in the same way that you dress yourself in the morning, normally, you just sort of... You let your mind go and you just start grabbing things. And by the time that you're ready, you are wearing basically a sort of padded leather chest piece and a set of half plate. And of course, bolted across your back is your trusty spear.
After I see that she's ready, I'm gonna get up and open the tent
Okay.
for her.
Yeah. So yeah, you step out into the middle of a bustling siege camp.
Good morning, Jasmal. I trust you had a nice night.
What the fuck? Okay. Like, that didn't happen.
I will sort of bow my head respectfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standing in front of you is a dark-skinned half-elf that you recognize as an old friend.
Okay. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's been a night. That probably sounds really different than I
Yeah.
I will sort of look at the relationship. Weird dreams.
Weird dreams.
Just
You know
sort
how it goes.
of nod a bit more.
Are there any updates on the siege?
Well, nothing out of the usual. It's, you know, a siege. Things don't tend to go quickly.
No, of course.
You do have one piece of news, though.
Yeah, there were a few ambushes during the night, though. Nothing we didn't handle, but there were a few injuries. We should
No
probably
casualties?
go. We should a few injuries. We should probably go see the doctor. In fact,
Yeah,
I believe he wanted to see you specifically.
Oh, well, of course. I kind of like start to walk and then don't know if I actually know where I'm going.
Yeah, like your legs almost like take you as if you've walked this 100 times before.
Okay. Cool. I guess I just
Um,
follow the instincts of my legs, which is a
Yeah.
really weird sentence to say.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
This is fine.
Yeah, so you stride out of the tent. As you walk through this camp, you notice that, like, actually, at first what you might have mistaken for sort of just a regular military encampment is actually just, it's a very sort of fragmented sort of military structure. Like, most of the people walking past you are sort of fairly tattered looking, like their armor is definitely not like the best maintained, and they've all got sort of like improvised weapons. Some of them have got like weapons that look of better quality, but they look like unfamiliar holding them, and they're sort of like, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, people running to and fro, and there's actually very little sort of like organized structure to it. And with all as you sort of are going through this, your brain sort of runs through things as you're going, and you're just sort of, you know that every one of these is every person in this camp here bears a slave brand somewhere on their body. One that you two actually have on your left bicep. And yeah, like the memories of 20 odd years being a slave are just sort of like gradually coming back to you. All of the pain and the frustration that was behind that, but also a sense of hope that comes from a faith that is familiar to you in both senses.
Right.
And yeah, after a short walk, you arrive in a larger tent that honestly looks less like a tent and more like somebody's taken a big sheet of cloth and canvas, sewed it to a couple of others, and then draped it over a small formation. And you move to step inside, at which point you see a face that the two of you recognize. The face of Heffen Brambleback.
Oh.
As he is essentially having a large cut on his forehead stitched up by a dark-skinned man with a needle and thread, who is wearing sort of like a loose-fitting cloth robe. He sort of bats at the hand of the doctor and says, "Ah, get yourself off me! I'm fine. I'm fine."
Look, if you don't get this sewed up, it's gonna get worse.
Stubborn as
You
ever, I
just
see.
sit still.
Stubborn as ever, I see, Heffen.
All this fuss over nothing.
Not a good area of the body to keep a wound open. Especially not in the desert.
Oh, I see you finally made it over here.
Yes, they were slow awake as always.
Well, it's been long. It are long days. But yeah.
You finished the stitch that you're on.
Yes. Jasmel, we need to talk.
All right.
There's like these raids. Like we're running out of supplies. There's like at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we run out of supplies before they do.
I thought we had enough to last.
Well, it's not like we stocked up for a situation like this. We didn't really have the time to grab that much.
Like just like the two fellas over there in the corner, like they both broke their legs. Like it's gonna take weeks for them to, well, get back to full strength, and a lot of care. I just don't see how we'll be able to keep this up.
At least not without extra assistance. But where that would come from, who knows?
Well, we don't really have a source of medicine. We don't believe we have anything to trade with, nor anyone that would actually be willing to offer the supplies.
I'd be surprised if word has even spread that quickly of what's happened.
Yeah, unless you want to start raiding the caravans that you're blockading, but that doesn't really sit well with any of you.
And it's not like any of us have money to pay for supplies in the first place.
Yeah. No.
Well, we might need to rethink our battle strategy, but I still think if we wait them out long enough, they'll have to surrender.
But if we run out of supplies first, that matter.
I suppose we're no strangers to operating on reduced rations, so no one will be happy about that.
No, I doubt reduced rations will be enough, but we can try.
Well, we have to try if we're going to try and outlive them. Regardless, this is probably not the best place to be talking about this.
And we can't have the soldiers' morale dropping.
Yeah, and Eovos will sort of like look around a bit concerned, realizing they are just standing in the middle of quite a public place, talking about all the problems they're having.
Yes. Well, the only two people in the tent that you would otherwise be sort of at hearing distance for this conversation are both unconscious from a mix of medicines and alcohol.
Yeah. But,
in fact, as you check through your bags, Nidad, that was the last of your sedatives. There's no more of that where that came from.
oh, that was okay. So that was even the last bit of it. Like it.
Well, if we're going to discuss this further, perhaps we should grab the other two and head out. Be a lot more private than anywhere else in the camp.
That sounds alright.
That's a good idea.
Very difficult to be followed in the desert, after all. Not much to hide behind.
Yeah, Voss, I assume you lead the way, seeing as this is your territory.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Follow me! We'll look for Zach and Helena.
Yep. Zek is as always standing out in the middle of the camp. Well, not off to one side of the camp, just repeatedly firing an arrow into a piece of wood, walking up to it, retrieving it, practicing. Hammer is not too far away, sat on a mat in the middle of the sands, just sort of quietly meditating.
Yeah, I guess then I'll just sort of say, "Okay, come on, you two. We're heading out. We've got stuff. We've got things to discuss."
Zach pulls the arrow from the post, just like, ah, finally.
Wow.
Very rude.
Someone
He has that effect on people. He is a little abrasive.
woke up on the wrong side of bed again, I see.
Woke up on the wrong side of the sand.
I'm sure we're all not used to sleeping in literally sand, but we have to make do with what we have.
Not that much different to the floor, surely.
The floor doesn't get into places it doesn't need to be.
Well said.
Fair point.
Heaven just sort of like is at this point is like adjusting his collar, and he's just like, yeah, it's also a darn sight cooler in buildings. Well, for you, that's not really a problem.
I believe that's just you, Catherine.
Well, devotion especially, because considering your infernal heritage, you're constantly warm.
Yeah, I was
suppose
gonna
we're
say.
a
I
damn
don't-
sight more. I suppose we're a damn sight more used to it than you are.
Yes, as the only foreigner in the group, Heffen is definitely suffering more than the rest of you. Although he has been here for several years, so he is kind of acclimatized.
Yes, we should move out.
Okay,
No good standing around talking.
so you go on your patrol.
Right.
Uh,
We're on patrol.
I guess everybody should make me a handful of perception checks.
Extend perception. We're just doing the triple there.
No, just a regular perception. Just
Oh,
everybody give
regular
me a perception check.
Make sure you aren't whispering, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah, you are.
Whoops.
It's fine, you
So roll
can.
that again, or?
Yeah, just roll it again with that whisper. Turn your whisper toggles off.
Ah, they're all
Count.
I'm
worse.
gonna assume that I use Chasmal's sheet then.
Yep. I mean,
Okay.
those are your senses now.
Hey, guys, I rolled a 2.
Whisper.
I literally rolled 1 off a natural 1. God damn it.
Seven.
My expertise wasted.
Wasted.
Wasted! I can't believe it. Does Mile out perception me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
Okay, so I guess I should roll for the others, but actually I really don't need to, because as you are setting out into the desert and beginning to have this conversation, Devotion, you become aware that actually there is a significant gathering of people up on the walls right by the main gate, effectively. And as you notice, so too do a number of the conscripted soldiers around you, who sort of begin to sort of like nudge one another and sort of rally together at the edge of this camp, and it's actually starting to cause quite a scene. There's something going on.
Guess I direct the others to that.
Yeah.
So we should probably go check that out.
We should definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin to walk towards the walls, keeping just out of range of the archers. You've had people make that mistake one too many times before. But yeah, just out of range of the archers, you stop. And yeah, there definitely is something going on here. Give us your honed senses allow you to see a little bit more than what everyone else can see. But it looks like the numbers of guards have definitely been increased, but they're setting up almost like an outdoor canopy where somebody could sit in the shade, but sit basically over the main gate of the city.
Right. seems a bit bizarre.
Then there's nobody there right now?
Nobody's there right now, apart from the guards who are setting it up.
We should probably see what they're up to.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, to get any closer, you're going to have to walk into range of the archers, so...
Anybody have a shield?
Shield might not necessarily be everything you need.
I assume it's best to stay hidden, because if they spot us, they might change their plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We could always just send a couple of us forward as well. We don't all have to go.
Yeah. After the effects of a few days ago breaking out of the slave camp, you guys are pretty hesitant about sneaking around in a group.
I guess yeah, Russ will just sort of go say like, I'll move forward. I'll signal you if I need assistance.
Be careful.
Hmm?
Be careful.
Am I ever anything else?
I don't know!
I mean, you're the inkling that is the other part of you says yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will very slowly try and make my way forward,
Okay.
keeping low.
Yeah, I guess. Do you get any bonuses to making stealth checks under these conditions? Because I don't actually know.
I don't believe so.
Oh no, you don't.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So just make me a stealth check. Boom.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So you watch as Evos like just pulls the hood of her cloak up and just like scurries out into the sand on incredibly mobile legs. Like the sand dunes and drifts barely even seem to slow her down. And after like a few moments like disappearing into the heat haze, you actually begin to sort of like struggle to spot her from where you are, let alone from up on the wall. Yeah, so it definitely looks like, yeah, they're setting up some sort of pavilion on top of the wall. And they're actually almost finished. They must have been doing this for quite a while.
Would it be possible to get close enough to hear what they're saying?
Getting to the base of the wall undetected would be very difficult. And even then, even with your senses, hearing them would be hard as well.
Yeah.
'Cause this wall is a good 15-20 feet up.
Yeah. I guess I'll just like.
No, it'd be more than that. It'd be 30 to 35.
I guess I'd give like a signal to just sort of stay put and stay low, and just sort of observe for a while.
Yep. How long do you want to observe for?
Maybe about 5-10 minutes.
Okay, so about 10 minutes.
Just to see the finished product, I suppose.
So,
If anyone then approaches it.
what are the rest of you doing for 10 minutes? Are you just hanging back?
Yeah, I guess.
Devotion especially far back, knowing that you're not exactly the most useful in combat.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you've got your dagger, but it's just like you'd rather not use it if you didn't have to.
No. Jasmal's definitely the fighter here.
Yes.
I'm good.
She wears the half plate in this relationship.
She really does.
Wow.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Anyway. Enough flirting, you two.
We were just talking!
Nobody's talking!
So,
God.
probably about like, yeah, probably about 5 minutes elapse. They get this thing set up, and then bizarrely, you hear the sounds of people playing some sort of instrument. Like, and this is quite loud. Like, this is almost as if they're trying to draw attention to the top of the wall.
Right. Bit
Very
confused. I'm now watching with a much more vested interest.
Okay, so you watch as a figure comes to this setup that's on the top of the wall, and well, actually, two figures that were not up there before appear, both of whom you recognize. One of which is the high priest of the local religion. The second of which is someone that you all know and have learned to hate the face of. It is the Lord of Mardan himself.
No.
Yep. Signaling that.
Yeah.
Signaling that big time.
Okay. So you watch as the high priest rolls out a scroll and begins to read the scroll. He then turns to the Lord of Mardan, nods. The Lord of Mardan turns and clears his throat that even like 100 feet away, you guys who are still standing out of the range of the archers can hear. And says, "To the leader of the rebel forces, come forward so that we might speak."
Still signal back to them. There's no way this isn't a trap.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm just gonna be like, don't do it.
This is
That's
a
a-
chance.
How far away roughly am I from the wall?
How far are you away from the wall? Probably still a decent distance, probably like 50 feet or so.
There's never gonna be less guards between us and him.
Well, how many? Yeah, how many guards are actually
You're
on
right.
the walls that I can see?
How many guards are on the walls? Probably around him, maybe like 8.
shit. That's a lot of guards.
But
Yeah, and
he
it's
is also standing on a thing on top of the wall, like in plain sight of you guys. This is the closest you have ever got to this guy.
Look, even if we could shoot him, there's no chance. There's no guarantee it would hit.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of signal back to them. I've got eyes on him. If you guys want to go,
How are you
Tries
saying
it.
all of this?
Yeah, you don't have message. You can't do this.
yeah, okay. Like sort of signal back, like
You can signal an intent.
yeah, I've got you covered.
Okay.
Do you do the thing where you like point at your eyes and point at him up on the fucking wall? Like, I see it. I see you
Yeah.
guys.
Pretty much.
Good.
Pretty much.
Yes.
God.
I've got eyes on.
Okay.
I
So
will I will get my bow ready.
at this point,
I'll get bow out.
Jayla,
Yeah.
you've heard this story before.
Yeah, I was.
You
about to-
know how this story ends.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Well, this might be the chance that we need to make this go the way we want it. And, you know, sometimes you just have to have a little bit of faith, trust. I guess I'm gonna like.
Okay.
I know how this goes.
Yeah,
I know how this
you
feels.
stride towards the gate.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Sebastian is very concerned.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is suicide. But yeah, no. So you start striding forward, and the rest of you are sort of like stunned for a moment, and then Heffen sort of steps forward and like takes your left hand, like as in walks on your left hand side.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I very much have a bow ready.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
probably even drawn, just watching. Eyes firmly on that bastard.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess I would try and like keep myself so hidden, so
Yep.
I'm like within 30 feet ish.
Yeah. So you're sort of skulking in the back,
Yeah. I'll, like,
as is your way.
Yep.
Yeah, and I guess with that sort of seeing everybody following Zack and Harmer just sort of roll up behind you guys, keeping sort of like a decent distance. And yeah, eventually sort of you keep walking until you're sort of maybe there's like maybe 60 feet between you and him. And he holds up his hands. And he sort of says,
Ooh, this motherfucker. I'm so tight. I don't like him.
he sort of holds out his hands and sort of says, "Ah, Jasmal Pashar, I assume."
Yes. What do you want?
You have to sort of yell, whereas he's just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I want? Simply for this all to be over. You've made your point. Perhaps, yes, things have been less than ideal for your people, but surely you understand that a city has to work in a certain way. Maybe that way isn't for you. Perhaps I can help with that.
Less than ideal? You call the way that you have treated people, the people that you've enslaved, less than ideal? That's not the way things should work.
He sighs and offers a plaintive gesture and just sort of says, I know that's the way things seem to you, but from up here things look very different. I don't see an army of slaves, I see a disgruntled workforce. Something that is a problem that can be solved, rather than something that needs to end in conflict. I'm sure you too would prefer to avoid fighting. I mean, my soldiers are well fed, well trained, well paid. Your people, you have only what you have on your backs. Look, perhaps if you were to put down arms and come in peacefully, and we could talk about this, you and I, face to face, and I could perhaps find reimbursement for you for the treatment that you've received. What say you?
I think she kind of just like clenched fists, kind of looking down for a second, and trying to like not just shout back, but looks up and just, I guess, yells, because I can't just say it normally, but like in the most controlled and just, like the most controlled yet forceful tone, just kind of be like, there is nothing you could do that could ever make up for what you've done to those that you've enslaved and taken their lives away from. And you're right, we only have what's on our backs, but that is more than enough. And I know how this story goes. As both Kelariis' thoughts, I guess,
Uh-huh.
and I as the player, and I pull. I assume the sphere is cholesterol. Like I've made this.
Yes,
assumption.
yeah.
Yeah.
You will note that you have the stats for it.
That is also a good point. I didn't
Yeah.
look at it because I've been trying to sort through all the other things that I've currently been thrown into. I pull the sphere from my back, and I guess it's time to throw as
Okay.
best I can.
So I will let everyone else in the group benefit from that little exchange as using Jasmal's inspiring leader feat. So you can all gain some temporary hit points.
Lovely.
Hey.
How many? That's a good question.
Level plus charisma, so 12.
Yes. So everybody gain 12 temporary hit points.
Lovely. I love it.
Okay.
How many of us are there? Because apparently I can also target myself if there's not 6 other people nearby.
Well, technically there are 7 of you, but actually Devotion is probably too far back to benefit from this and is not a combat individual anyway, so probably feels inspired, but probably isn't going to benefit from the temporary hit points.
Okay, so should I add that to myself as well? If it's
Yes.
6 people total. Okay.
I would do so.
That's ominous.
What?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
there is a temporary HP field. I don't know why I'm creating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice. I think I've used it like twice ever.
Yep.
Same.
Honestly, it's better. You're better off just adding them to your hit points, considering like if it's over your max anyway. Like in this case, it doesn't matter. But
What was
Oh,
that?
that's-
Doesn't it
that's-
just, like,
that's
make the
true.
bar?
Yeah, it will make the bar extend over the thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes it more obvious you've got temporary hit points.
However you want to track it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see how
that's
it
what I
goes.
have. Okay.
Okay, so, do you want to... So, you're throwing this at disadvantage, but you will notice
Yeah.
that Calestro has an ability.
I haven't opened the sheet yet, so yeah, we're gonna see that in 1 second. Bonus action to force your opponent. What?
It's the in addition at the
Ah.
bottom.
I see. Okay.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Oh wait, no, yeah, sorry, that's any attack roll made without disadvantage. Yeah.
Without disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is
you know,
this is just an attack roll with disadvantage.
great. This is a. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Seeing that you're going to do this, Hammer is going to utter a prayer to Tritherion and give you guidance. So.
Okay. I was also gonna say.
Oh wait, no, that's only for skill checks. Fuck, it's gonna give you bless. Sorry.
Okay. I was also gonna say. I feel like this is kind of vow of enmity in a weird way, and I know that that's also like technically a bonus action, but I feel like I was just like, hey, I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
You can't do that to people who aren't within 10 feet of you, though.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't have it written down in here, or it's not written down in here, so I was like, I don't know, that's a thing.
It should be. Vow of enmity should be there.
It-
It is not, but I don't know why it isn't. So.
it's fine.
Oh, is it under Channel Divinity? That's.
Shit, I don't
Yes,
know.
it is, though. It's under Channel.
Oh.
Well, it should be, because I copied this exactly from Kelariis' sheet, so.
Oh, well.
Should be in the same place.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. We're good.
Lol.
Okay, so make that attack roll.
Okay. Fuck.
Fucking nailed it.
Boom!
Suck it!
So, I assume you'd like to use your bonus action to pull him from the wall.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
We're gonna go as dramatic as possible.
roll me some damage.
Okay. I feel like this is also a moment for smite, but like I don't know if that's.
You can't smite on a ranged attack.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play a ranged paladin.
Lol.
Or a paladin that does ranged attacks. What do you mean?
Yeah. Cool. So, the spear hits him, like, straight through the torso. And you, without, like, almost as if you've been using this weapon for your entire life, you immediately will the magic that you have that's attuned to this, and you yank him towards you. He makes a strength saving throw and fails.
Nice.
So he is pulled 10 feet. He falls 35 feet, which is enough to deal the damage you need to kill him, because he only has 13 hit points.
Yes.
Bitch.
Yes.
Perfect.
And with one swoop, the Lord of Mardan is pulled from the walls by Calestro, Harbinger of Doom, and the crowd of slaves behind you that have just gathered and are just watching this let out a incredible cheer as he falls from the walls and just lands, and the spear just appears back in your hand.
I want to take this opportunity to shoot the priest.
Okay, make a shot.
Yeah, mess him up.
And you are hidden, so you can have your advantage.
Fucking needed it.
That's a hit.
Oh, shit.
So roll your sneak attack.
Nice.
It's 46, isn't it?
46, yeah. Okay, so no sooner has that happened, you from your hiding place knock an arrow, fire, and just like the high priest just gets an arrow through his throat.
Hell yeah.
You should probably run like very quickly backwards as a bunch of crossbows are being leveled at you, or you could try running forwards.
Oh my god.
I'm running forwards because I want to get to the bottom of the wall.
I mean,
before they aim at me.
Yeah, because if you get to the bottom of the, you're more likely to get to the bottom of the wall before they can shoot you.
Yeah.
And if you can force your way inside, this might be the start of a fight.
I feel
Fucking
like
go.
that's where this is going. I feel like this is where we go.
I'm running.
I mean, you can very much Aragorn at the end of Return of the King do, like, raise your weapon into the air and charge and have the entire army follow you. Like, that is very much a moment for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like this is it. This is
Yeah.
this is the moment. So yeah, I do that.
Okay.
I do that thing and then run towards the wall.
Okay, so you run in, and we are going to time jump.
Oh.
We are going to time jump to...
What's I think? Yeah, I missed it.
You guys break free of the combat that is currently surrounding you and charge into the market square. All around you is just the sounds of battle and the yelling of combat, and you have these guys on the ropes. You can feel it. Like, their morale is beginning to break. They were not expecting this. Already you know that more slaves are being liberated, being armed, getting ready. Your reinforcements are growing and their reinforcements are dwindling. This is very much a moment for decisive action, and you know what that decisive action is. You have to take the seat of power right in the center of Mardan. If you can do that, the enemy will be routed for sure. And so, as you run through the market square, back into the streets that you know will take you to the center of the city, yet another wave of mercenaries comes in. And I would like you all to start by rolling initiative. This is the wrong map.
That is completely wrong.
This is the right map.
Hooray!
Suddenly we're back in real time.
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Okay. So, yeah, Luka, you can take over Hammer if you want, because you're not in this scene. Or if Hammer is too complicated, you can play Zek, who is really, really easy because I got lazy.
Wow.
And Zek is basically an NPC.
That is a really shit initiative. Holy shit. Wow.
Oh yeah, I should probably delete all
I'll
of the
try my
initiatives.
hand at Hammer.
Sure.
Why was that such a bad initiative?
Oh my god, she does have like a fucking million spells.
She
Holy shit.
she has a million skills because she is a Sun Soul monk.
Yeah.
Oh nice.
But yeah, hang on. Do you actually have access to Zek's sheet? Because Zek is... let me edit Zek's sheet.
I also can't see Greysurge's health. Or
Oh,
no.
that's interesting. Oh, probably because I haven't set the thing up right. Hang on, let me just... So, yeah, you should now be able to see Zek's character sheet if you want, because he is really simple.
Maybe I'll just do Zach.
Yeah.
Just holy shit.
Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll give you Hammer, and then I was like, oh wait, Hammer's really complicated, and you don't know what you're doing with a monk. So maybe I'll play that. So yeah, no, you can play Zek, who literally plays kind of like Arya, but with less abilities. So I will take over Hammer and Heaven, and I will roll them into the initiative order. And their character sheets are just too big.
So Jayla, how's it going?
Yeah, how you feeling, Jayla?
Going great.
You feeling good about this?
Yeah.
You enjoying yourself?
Oh, I'm enjoying myself. I am. Wow.
Wow's good.
Wow, that's great.
Your reaction when I said good morning, that was great. I will remember that moment forever.
I mean, I don't know. The best moment for me was when Rob was like, "You wake up with the arm of your lover around you." She was like, "Excuse me." It was like the record scratch moment.
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
I don't even fucking know how I ended up in this situation.
So am I. What the fuck is going on? 1 minute I was a dragon, now I'm a random cube.
Oh, not random, to be fair.
No, you're very much
No,
not.
you're
Man.
definitely
You're a
not
legendary
random.
hero. You're a
I mean,
legendary hero.
if you've had a moment to read her instincts and beliefs, you might find them a little bit familiar.
Oh no, I definitely did as soon as I opened my sheet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, those look real familiar.
Yeah.
Similar to...
Like I said, man. Like, she is Kelariis before Kelariis was Kelariis.
Yeah.
Also, just in case, gladiators are not whispering.
Yes, I know. I've done it.
Okay.
So, descending.
The gladiator.
Yes, Mom.
Wow. So, I guess we open with Hammer, who is. So as this next round of guards comes in, Heaven turns to the group and sort of says, "Alright, looks like we've got one more to go. Dark, you might want to take cover."
Okay.
And Hammer is going to run and stand there and take cover behind the boxes and shoot a radiant sunbolt.
Laser monk.
Laser monk.
Damn.
That's a hit. 6 radiant damage. And she will spend a key point to follow that up with a Searing Arc Strike. Not Searing Arc Strike, sorry. Whatever the other one is.
Wait, it says 30 feet. No.
I can't find it. Where is it? There's a thing that lets her fire multiple fireballs and I've lost it. Or maybe it's just in Radiant Sunbolt. Oh yeah, it's just in. So we can do 2 Radiant Sunbolts because we have multi-attack.
But I just want to point out they're 30 feet in range, at least if it's correct.
Yes. Oh, is she not 30 feet? I thought she was... Oh no, 40 feet. Okay, so she's actually gonna... She's not gonna do that, she's gonna jump over the boxes and be within 30 feet. That second one does not hit, and then she's gonna spend a key point to Flurry of Blows to do it twice more. So that's 2 hits.
Laser monk. Fire in my laser.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Doc, you're up.
I will. I'll try to hide myself.
Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of terrain around you can hide in.
Yeah, like I only need like mouth cover.
Yeah.
I'll hide here, and I might as well try and fire
Okay.
my short bow. Where's there?
Okay. Yep. You knock an arrow, take cover behind the box, wait a moment, and peek out. Miss.
Oh, I don't get advantage for being hidden.
Oh no, yes, no, you do, because you beat their perception. So yes, you do get
I
advantage.
did it.
Okay, so
You did it.
phew,
You did a thing!
arrow flies out. Who are you shooting at, by the way?
Oh, is it the front guy? The,
Okay.
Like this one, I guess, because that's.
Oh, that
my
guy. Okay,
sideline.
sure.
Yeah, the other one is a little
Yep.
awkward sideline.
That's fine. Yeah, your arrow flies out and like strikes him in the torso. Zach, you're up.
Wait, I'm not in the initiative, even though I rolled it.
Oh, are you not?
No.
Oh, hang on. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
let's
that's
sort that out.
That's awkward.
That
Did,
is
did you
very
select your
awkward.
token?
I did, because it didn't tell me I
What was
did
your
anything.
initiative?
16.1.
Yeah. 16.1.
Okay, so that's descending. Okay, so Desmal.
Okay. I have a question. So, I have multi-attack, and Krelestro comes back when I throw it.
Yes. So you can
So
throw
I-
it multiple times.
Okay, that was my question.
Yes.
Because I obviously have never had a weapon that does that before.
Because this is actually why I've had the correction for Cav,
Yeah,
because
I
I
figured.
found out that I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go there and chuck a spear twice at. Well, I'll chuck a spear once at that guy first, and then see what happens. 'Cause,
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Yep, throw.
Chuck a spear.
Hit.
Nice.
Nice.
I assume he's still standing.
Yep.
Okay, one more then.
Okay, so the spear like flies out, strikes him, flies out again, but this time he's ready with his shield and blocks the spear. But like he catches this heavy spear and goes to like grab it out the front of his front of his shield, but he just goes and just disappears and reappears back in your hand again.
Magic.
Zach, it's now your turn.
Magic.
Magic. Well, I'm gonna move like here and shoot this guy.
Okay. You could do that twice. It's a hit. So that's 11 piercing. And that's also a hit. You have a thing called Archer's Eye where you can roll a d10 and add it to your damage, and you can do that 3 times a day.
Oh,
Do you want to do that now? So roll me a d10.
Now that's
Nice.
a lot of damage.
That's a
Nice.
lot of damage.
Minus 25.
Yeah.
I just want to ask a question. Why does he get to attack twice with the bow and Arya can't?
Because he's-
don't get multi-attack.
Because he's a fighter archetype, so he doesn't get any bonuses.
Yeah.
Also, technically he's an NPC, so actually he should theoretically have less damage and more health, but I've tweaked him to be more character-like, so he has more damage and less health. Because, yeah,
Anyway.
D&D emphasizes the health of its enemies rather than their damage.
That makes sense.
Eros.
He does. I'm basically going to do the same thing as the doc.
Okay,
I'd like to move to here and try to hide.
Yep.
Bonus.
take cover. Go for it. Yep,
Nice.
that's enough.
And then take a shot at whoever. I take it. Was Hammer shooting this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, then I'll shoot him as well.
Poof. That is not a hit,
Damn it.
so you lose your stealth.
Unfortunate.
Hafen is going to yell something in Halfling, which I don't think any of you speak, but...
I apparently.
Oh yeah, you do!
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
I also speak halfling.
So yeah, you basically know this. Well, all of you know this anyway. This is Heaven's battle cry, and he just yells "For Brambleback!" and
Nice.
he is going to charge, and then he's going to dash because poor old fighters with 25 movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not great.
And once he has done that, he is going to use his... Where is it? Unwavering Mark. Oh no, wait, no, that's not actually a bonus action thing. That's fine. What?
Power of Brambleback.
By the power of Brambleback. Actually, in that case, yeah, he's just gonna end his turn preparing to swing at this guy. These guys gonna move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, technically 6. And they are going to attack. They draw scimitar and dagger, and they go for some very wicked sort of like these guys are like fighting dirty. They are going for like backs of legs and exposed areas of armor. So they are going to swing twice, or swing technically 3 times at Heaven. Miss him 3 times. Thank you, AC 18. Swing 3 times at Jasmal. 15, 12, 12.
So only the first one hits.
Okay, so you take 6 slashing damage and 10 bonus points of damage as the blade bites into an area of your armor that is just like ever so slightly exposed that you didn't even know was sort of open.
Okay.
Going to try and do the same to Harmer.
Oh yeah, I still can't see Jasper's health.
Oh yeah, I'll fix that. Hang on. Oh, ouch. That's 2 hits and a miss, and one of them is a crit.
Oh, no.
So, and that's the first one, so that does double sneak. Okay, so that is 12 plus 29. 38. So this guy gets 2 like very vicious swings in like well below sort of like Hammer's waist, like sort of in the stomach area, and leaves a bloody trail as he brings the scimitar out the other side. She looks pretty badly wounded. Whoops. To front. Let's set Jasmal's health so that everyone can see it. There you go.
Huzzah.
Okay.
That has barely scratched you.
Yeah, because I had the temp HP.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh, I just realised technically Heaven's turn should have been next because that's the old initiative for Heaven. But yeah, that's well. So he misses his turn. The soldiers with shields and spears are going to attack. 1, 2, 3. Ouch. 2 hits. One of them is a crit. Heaven takes whopping 30 damage. But hang on.
She's standing there.
Yeah, so yeah, he's just going to take that. The other guy is going to move, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah. And he's going to attack Hammer. Okay, that is only 1 hit for 13 piercing. Hammer's not looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gathered as much.
Okay. Okay, so seeing as she's pretty badly wounded, Hammer is going to attack twice with the Suyari in 2 hands against the skirmisher.
Nice. Nice.
So that's 21, and then she's going to spend a key point to Step of the Wind, disengage, and stand next to the dock.
I was like figuring out how best.
I could use some healing.
God damn, I was gonna try and get some sneak attack on. But hey.
I guess that brings it to my.
That does bring it to your turn.
Well, I whip out
What?
my healer's kit.
Oh, okay.
What? No.
Oh, nice.
That's your
What is
first
wrong with you?
question.
What is wrong with you, Luka?
Okay,
Someone had to make the joke.
Yeah, that's fair.
so you quickly like pull out like needle and thread and just splash her with raw alcohol.
Ow,
And then
that was
very-
like a son of a bitch.
Just quick, like with like a practice hand, just suture like almost instantly, and she is no longer in danger of bleeding to death from a bad stomach wound.
Well,
Oh, thank
after
God
that,
for
I somehow miraculously still have time to fire an arrow.
Yep,
Magic.
this is a fucking amazing character build. I just want to point this out. This is so good.
I can't believe.
I mean, you
That
got
does
time
not
to
hit.
suture a
I'm shooting
wound
at them.
and shoot an arrow in 6 seconds.
That's kind of
Yeah.
amazing.
I will.
Truly incredible.
I will stay here in order to give Hama some cover.
Okay. Jasmal, it's up. You up?
Well, I don't have to throw this time. I get to just
Yep.
hit.
Yeah, and you have a special talent with this that if you use it in 2 hands, you have great weapon
Yeah.
fighting. So
Yeah, I saw that. That's exciting.
if you roll a 1 or 2 on damage, you can re-roll your damage.
Awesome. Okay.
Nice.
Swing.
That's a hit.
Nice hit.
That's a 2.
Yep, you can re-roll that. So
Wait, doesn't it roll the second one though? Because it's if it's two-handed.
oh yes, yeah. The second one is if it's two-handed.
Oh,
so
Okay, so it's 8.
oh, so yeah, technically it's 8. Yeah. Yeah, that's really set up badly. I might change that afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you stab him for 8 damage.
Okay.
Is that all?
And then I will go. No, you know what? I'll lay a smite on there.
Okay, thought you
'cause,
might.
You know, fuck it, right?
Right.
Yep.
Fuck it.
as well.
Just a first level. Yeah, just a first level. So it's just.
Okay.
It's just 2d8, quote unquote.
Yep.
He's still up. Then I will.
He's
swing
still up.
again.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Then I will swing again. That's not great. Never mind.
That is not great.
That's not
So
great.
he
He rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
he locks your blade out with the edge of his dagger. Zach, it's your turn.
I am going to shoot the same guy I shot before.
Okay.
That doesn't hit, does it?
Nope. Second shot. Oh, actually, you could. It's not worth it. I was gonna say you can roll a d10 to improve your attack roll as well, but yeah, that second one I believe hits. Yes, it does. So yeah, 12 piercing damage.
That means my
Yevos.
That means my attack early should hit as well.
What do you mean?
So I also rolled a 17 on the same guy the previous turn,
No, you rolled a 15.
but I had advantage because I was hidden.
Were you?
At least I assume I was. Does a
For the
24
for the
stealth check
for the
not hide me?
for the first shot, yes, not the second shot.
What? I didn't shoot twice. I only shot once.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I
okay.
hit as a
No.
bonus action.
Okay, so
Then shot him.
roll me the damage then. Okay. Okay, now it's your turn.
Damage. Okay. And then I guess what I'll do is I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will go for a shot on the guy fighting Jasmal.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a hit.
And I still get sneak attack.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Yeah. An arrow flies over your shoulder, Josmal, and hits this guy who's like blocking down your spear. The guys are going to continue to fight. 1, 2, 3. That's only one hit against Heaven. That's 18 damage. The remaining swashbucklers are, well, one of them is going to attack Josmal, of course.
Of course.
I believe only the 20 hits you.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, there's two 20s, so... 21 slashing damage.
Total.
Total. Okay. Evan is going to... bonus action his second wind. So... boom! 18 health.
Oh, nice.
Heaven is just like laying into these guys and just does not give a fuck. He is going to go... he's going to swing with his longsword. And, wow, fail horrifically. He's going to swing again. And fail again. He hates this, so he's going to action surge.
I believe
Hit.
in you, buddy. Nice.
And that's not a hit. So, oh wait, hang on. That might be a hit because of his effect, but I don't know. So he hits him for 8 slashing damage. And that applies his unwavering mark. Oh no, yeah, okay, that's... yeah, if anyone else attacks it. Yeah. Or if he attacks anyone else. Cool. Yeah, that's the end of his turn. The gladiators are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2... oh wait, no, that's not it. It's his turn. So, yeah. So... 1, 2, 3 against Hafen. That's 2 hits. Hang on. I need to check something. Warding maneuver. Yeah, there's no point in him warding maneuvering that because he can't actually succeed. So he is going to take 20 piercing damage.
Oh, heaven.
He's getting kind of beat up.
Buddy.
No.
And the second one is going to attack Zach. Oops. 1, 2, 3. That's 2 hits against Zach, who takes 16 piercing. Luka?
Yeah. Oh,
Six-
sorry.
16 piercing.
Right.
Yes, you are Zach.
Yeah.
I keep reading.
I assume you forgot to add your temp hit points because you weren't playing that character. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about 10 hit points.
Did you apply them to Hama?
No, I did not. So everybody gets 12 more health.
Nice. Give him a 12 more health.
Because I did it in the I did it in the thing that was the field instead of doing it to the HP. So yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Okay, so actually everyone's looking a little bit more healthier.
Nice.
Well, some of us are.
We needed that real bad.
Okay. Hammer's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
And get a bunch of attacks with advantage.
That's good.
1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. No, that should be 1, 2, and then flurry of blows. Not. Although I think the flurry of blows is the same. Same damage.
Oh yeah, they both go off monk dice, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the spear does.
Oh, but it should be a 1d6, not a
Yeah.
1d4.
The spear will be...
So okay, so that's actually better.
Fifth was almost the most painful of all.
Yep. So bam, bam, bam. So that's 29. Cool. Yeah, that's her turn. Doc. With your medical training, the guy that is between Zek and Hammer right now is probably on his last legs.
Okay. That means I'll just leave that to them because
Okay.
I feel like Hefin is in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
How's the guy in front of me doing?
Like he's like flagging a little bit, but he could probably still take a good couple of hits.
Okay, well, I'll help out Hefin instead. Which one has been attacking? He been attacking?
The guy in the middle, this one.
Well, I'll do the stealth and then
Okay.
attack move.
So hide. Okay, successful.
Nice.
Pretty good.
That's a hit.
Nice. And bam.
Okay.
That's
29 damage.
Holy
That's some
shit.
good sneak.
Well, that's get that.
Okay, yeah, and now move.
I will. Yeah, I'll move. I'll
Okay.
move slightly.
In fact, all in all, you were 5 away from maximum damage.
No, I'll hide here.
Okay. Jasmine, it's your go.
How about is the one in front of me looking?
He's not great. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I should probably point out, because none of you have ever played with a class that's like Heavens before. If you stand near Heaven's basically all about like giving a bunch of protection to the people who stand near him. So
Oh.
yeah, that's a good thing to have.
Just stay away. Like he's on the opposite end of the map.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
Right.
did a great job, guys.
We can still fight our way to him quite easily.
Oh, Jayla's lagging a bit.
Oh, yeah, Jayla.
Oh, as is Luka.
Robot Jayla.
Hang on. Let's fix this.
Problem solved.
Hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hello?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Americans? They're dead.
They're dead.
Oh, yeah, they're... Oh?
Hello?
America?
Hello,
Yes,
Hello,
we can hear you now.
Americans?
Luka?
Hooray!
We can just about hear you. Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Jayla?
I have a question.
Yep.
Is Vondal more or less reckless than Kelariis about other people? Like, that's a kind of a weird question to ask, but...
I mean, these are your closest friends. You have been through thick and thin with almost all of them.
Okay.
I will let you make the decision on what she will do.
Okay. So the only two people who have any, like, healing for others are myself and, yeah.
Yeah. Nidada is a doctor. You have
I have magic healing.
divine healing, and that's about the extent of it.
Okay.
Like, my healing
Then
is very limited.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was, like, actually the case, because that's something, like, she would know and I wouldn't
Yes.
necessarily, for sure.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I'm going to around this
Yeah.
guy.
You are the only person in your party with magic, so...
Fuck. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I will shuffle around. Yeah, I'll shuffle around him and slap a hand on Heaven's shoulder.
Okay.
Not actually slap a hand, but you know.
Yep.
25? 20? 20.
You can give him 20. Cool.
Yeah, I'll give him 20.
Okay.
I
Nice.
takes me. It takes my action. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he turns and grins at you for like in like the half second that he has while in between fighting.
Yeah.
You're like literally like back to back with him. It's pretty badass.
We get to be pretty dramatic now.
Zach, the time for the bow is over. It's time for the short sword.
Okay.
It's a sword, and it's short.
Okay, that is a miss.
Right.
That is not a miss
Nice.
because of advantage from Hammer. Cool. This guy like is like bearing down on you with shield and spear, and he all of a sudden like Hammer just like takes out his legs from underneath him, and he stumbles, and you just without like with practice reaction just drop the bow, draw the short sword, and plunge it into his neck. Boom. You still have movement.
I mean, I'm good.
Okay. Evos.
Cool. It's time to get busy. It's time to get running. I'm gonna
Okay.
go 1, 2,
Dash, 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 dash,
3,
dash.
4, 5, 6 to here.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot the guy with the spear and shield.
This guy up here.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah, if only I had advantage.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you do not, but it's a hit.
And you do get sneak attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do get sneak attack. That's
S-
an
pretty
okay
good.
sneak attack.
Decent.
Yep. Arrow sails past you again, Jasmal, and strikes the guy that Heaven's fighting. You're pretty used to like fighting in a hail of arrows with all of the people that you fight with.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're usually very careful not to hit you.
Good to know.
Usually.
Usually. It's
1,
Fucking
2,
piss 'em off, and then
3,
just get an
4,
arrow in my
5, 6.
Oh,
The
hello there.
okay, so 3 attacks against Taffin. 2 hits. So that is 13, 24.
Jeez, these guys have a lot of attacks.
Yep.
I will like use my reaction.
Oh, that's not against you, by the way. That's against Heaven.
Oh, okay.
Then there's 3 against Jasmal. Ouch, that's a lot of hits.
Okay.
So that is 15 plus 8 plus 5. So
28. Yes. Oh wait, no. Yeah.
oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's 28. It's okay. I got it.
Yeah, it is 28.
Thank you.
Cool.
I got it.
So that hurt.
Yeah, going great.
3 against the dock.
15.
1 hits. Wow, that's garbage. 12.
Well, which I uncanny dodge.
Okay. Chook. You just like duck under the table, and his thing is just like, ugh, ugh.
Nope.
And then you just like flip the table up and like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Sorry, what was that noise?
What was that noise?
He's a doctor. What else is he going to do?
Why? Wow.
Don't worry, I'm more qualified than him.
I can't believe you right now, Ferrous.
Avid is going to try and kill some fools.
Go,
Get
Evan.
Nice.
Yep, that's a hit. 9 slashing. He's gonna swing again.
Nice.
6. He's just like wailing into these guys. Like he is severely outmatched, but he just does not care. Gladiator.
In many ways, we all.
Oh wait, hang on. I just thought. Heaven is actually going to have used his reaction to try and shield Josmal against one of the attacks because he can do that. What is your AC?
It is 15.
Okay. That is no. Wait, hang on. Oh yeah. So actually, he technically does block that. So give yourself hang on, maths is hard. Give yourself 6 health back.
6 health.
Yes. So yeah, he technically like he whirls around and blocks one of the attacks that's coming in towards you with his guardian maneuver. Oh wait, yeah, it's still their attacks. So gladiators are going to 1, 2, 3 against Heaven. That is 1 hit. That is a crit. 20 damage.
Oh, Heaven.
Okay. Doc, it's up to you.
Wait, what? Oh, did Hammer skip a turn?
Oh yeah, shit, it's Hammer's turn. Yeah, I must stop clicking the buttons.
Don't worry, I got you.
So she's gonna go. She's probably gonna help the Doc. Actually, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant Sunbolt. Doosh. 5, and then another Radiant Sunbolt for 7.
Nice.
And then she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. To give... I keep clicking, just more advantage, and I click too much again. Doctor, it's now your turn.
Oh, I feel like I have to jump in to help the others.
It is what you do.
It is what I do. In order to actually help them, I cannot disengage.
Okay, so you're going to take an attack of opportunity. Chink.
I believe in you.
That's a 20.
Okay.
That is 23 slashing damage you take.
Well, I do get my reaction back, right? So can I uncanny dodge this? Don't know.
Yes, because it's been the top of the turn.
Okay, so 23, that becomes 12 or 13? No, 12 or 11.
That becomes 11 because yours were down.
Yeah, okay.
Always round down.
I always forget.
Good use of uncanny dodge there.
Yep.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, and then I'm gonna... Oh. Wrong buttons. I'm gonna, like, sprint or dash.
Okay.
So I get here, and I will use my healer's kit on Jasmel.
Okay.
For... Let's see, so I realized I rolled the wrong thing last time. 1d6 plus... you're level 10, right?
Yes.
I am level 10. Yes.
Okay, so it's plus 14. Oh, I forgot to type roll.
Well done.
Okay. Gain 16 health. As the doctor comes over and quickly starts working on you.
Mid-combat.
Yep.
Mid-combat, by the way.
Look,
Logic.
I imagine I have like some sticky bandages or something I can just slap on there.
Oh. Well, I actually imagine
Oh my God.
it's more like you've got... Because you decided that you were going to specialize in both professions, right?
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah,
got the-
so I imagine you've actually got like an improvised syringe and you just go BAM!
Wow.
Wow.
Have some drugs.
Yep.
Thanks. Well, on it
Drugs.
some.
Oh, but that's my turn.
Yeah. Okay, Daz, it's your turn.
Yeah, I mean, Hammer's moved in to make it easier for me to hit this guy, so I'm gonna take swings.
Yep.
Heaven, please don't get fucked up this next turn, because I'm gonna feel real bad. Swing.
Yep, that's a hit.
And I will... God. Yeah, so I can re-roll that.
Yeah, you can re-roll that, because that's you two-handing it. Just click it again, yeah. That's
better.
more like it.
Plus 5, so 12. And I will
Okay,
dump a smite at 2nd level into this.
go for it.
How bad is he? Yeah.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, you blow this guy away with a spear strike.
Nice. And I guess I'm trying to think. Which of the two looks worse? Because I can get around either of them.
Definitely the guy with the spear that's fighting Heaven.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will kind of like. I think I can get around 10. Yeah, so I'm just gonna like kind of run around and take a swing there as well.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom. That's a hit.
Boom. 9 and another smite at second.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure, yeah, you kill him.
Nice.
Doosh, doosh.
Those two off.
Zach, it's your turn. There are 2 guys left.
One guy in the back.
That's honestly not where I thought you'd go, but okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this.
Sure. Boom, hit.
Nice.
Go ahead and blow your d10s on. Well, one of your d10s on that as well, because if you do that, you will probably kill him.
Oh, okay.
Because that second one is a hit as well. Yeah, you straight up kill him.
Alright.
Just foop, foop.
Nice.
Lovely.
Legolas style, just foop, foop.
I was gonna say, it has to be like that, or else it's not cool.
Yeah, boss.
Yep. Fire in the hole. Or fire at will, I suppose.
Ryuga wakateki wakaro! That's a hit.
Luka's sigh of just disappointment.
Boom! Oh wow.
Yep.
Ferrous is being a huge nerd.
Okay.
Not the best sneak attack.
Cool. And yeah, with that, as the arrow just like thuds into his side, this guy is just going to disengage and run. And yeah, with that, I think again we will fade into the future.
Let him go.
Let him go. He will take
Let
a
him
miss.
go.
More important thing.
Yeah, so you guys continue through the streets of Mardan, battling as you go, healing what you can. You're all pretty beat up by the time that you arrive at the seat of power, and inside they're taking shelter from the carnage outside are a number of Mardan nobles who, the moment you step through the door, begin offering you gold and rings and other provisions and trinkets to not kill them on the spot, which you admittedly have no inkling of doing, but
Yeah.
it is a sign of utter defeat by the ruling classes of Mardan. And with that, the city is yours.
Hey.
Oh shit.
But sorry, what were you going to say?
It's not really important.
Minnie was going to say something, I think.
Alright.
No, I just said, yay.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So, yeah, the city is yours, but a few days later, you discover that taking the city was only part of your problems. As you sit in the seat of power, the grand throne room for the Lord of Mardan, you are all gathered around an ornately carved wooden table. And looking at just piles upon piles of books filled with the inventory of everything and everyone in Mardan. And Heaven sits down heavily in his chair and just says, well, I'm no mathematician, but even all this isn't enough to cover what we need. Food, aid, gold. It's not enough. We're going to have to split this up between too many people.
we can surely ration things out until we get more supplies.
But how? That's the question. Who gets what? At this point, like, Zek just like flipping. Hang on. Sorry, what was that?
People are dying.
Oh. Well, rip.
Oh, there.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, Discord, why are you doing this?
I'm
Why?
gonna say this, like,
Why did you betray
as
us?
well, and then, oof.
Oh, yeah. Might have to start that whole thing again.
Okay. I tell you what, let's take a brief break for a drink, and then we will come back to this scene.